We're counting down the 10 places in the Appalachian Mountains you're legally forbidden to enter. From abandoned mine shafts near old coal towns to bunkers carved deep beneath solid rock, each location was chosen for a reason, and most are hidden in plain sight. Some sites are fenced off due to deadly danger, others are guarded for secrets held since the dawn of the atomic age. But which spot is the most restricted of all? Let's begin the countdown with number 10. In the 10th place, abandoned mines stretch across the Appalachian coal belt from Pennsylvania to Kentucky. Thousands of old shafts remain unsealed, many hidden by brush or lost to memory. Methane and carbon monoxide collect inside, gases that can kill in minutes. Most openings aren't fenced or marked. The federal Stay Out, Stay Alive campaign warns of sudden collapses and invisible poison air. In Kentucky, nearly 40% of mines with active permits haven't produced coal in 5 years. Bankrupt companies and dwindling funds make sealing every portal impossible. For many, the only warning is a weathered sign nailed to a tree. Number 9. Dolly Sods in West Virginia holds secrets beneath its wildflower meadows and spruce forests. From 1942 to 1945, the U.S. Army used this plateau as a live-fire artillery range. Mortar shells and artillery rounds landed deep in the bogs, many never recovered. Decades later, UN-exploded ordnance still lies hidden under the moss and peat. The Forest Service warns hikers to stay strictly on marked trails, step off, and you risk finding a rusted shell waiting below. The Army never cleared every round. Today, this landscape's beauty hides a wartime scar, and the law keeps much of it off limits for your own safety. Appalachian caves now stand locked behind steel gates. The closures began in 2009 when a fungus called white nose syndrome swept through bat colonies, killing millions across the region. The disease, first detected in New York, spread quickly, carried on the boots and gear of cave visitors. Entire species vanished from some caves in just a few years. To slow the outbreak, the U.S. Forest Service ordered emergency closures across 20 states. In Tennessee, every public cave was shut. Some of these caverns have been open since before the Revolution. Today, ancient passageways are off limits by federal law, sealed to protect what little is left. Number 7. Centralia in Pennsylvania stands as a warning hidden in plain sight. In May 1962, a fire set to clear trash in an abandoned pit reached a coal seam deep below the town. The flames never stopped. For decades, the ground has shifted and cracked, with carbon monoxide drifting up through the earth. In 1981, a 12-year-old boy fell into a sudden sinkhole, pulled out just in time. By 1992, the state condemned every building and claimed the land. The zip code disappeared from maps. Today, only a few residents remain, allowed to stay under special agreements, surrounded by empty streets and warning signs. The fire still burns beneath their feet and could keep burning for centuries, making this once ordinary town a place you cannot legally enter. Number 6. Sugar Grove sits deep in the hills of Pendleton County, West Virginia, inside the National Radio Quiet Zone. In this 13,000 square mile area, federal law limits wireless signals. No cell towers, no radio broadcasts. The silence isn't just for science. On a ridge above the old Navy base, the NSA operates an antenna field called Timberline. According to leaked documents, this site intercepts international communications entering the eastern United States. The Navy's old buildings were auctioned off. A bowling alley, a pool, even family homes. But the hilltop antenna array remains off limits, surrounded by security. Entering the quiet zone without permission is a federal offense. Here, the law protects more than property. It enforces silence, guarding one of America's most secret listening posts hidden in plain sight among the Appalachian ridges. Number 5. Oak Ridge, Tennessee. In 1942, the government seized 60,000 acres of Appalachian farmland and built a secret city. By the end of World War II, Oak Ridge was the fifth largest city in Tennessee, yet it did not appear on any map. Residents lived behind fences, guard towers, and checkpoints. Most never knew the real reason. They were enriching uranium for the atomic bomb. The Y-12 plant still stands, storing much of America's enriched uranium under constant guard. Its location was chosen because the surrounding ridges are nearly invisible from the air, hiding it from enemy bombers. Today, access is tightly restricted. The original fences remain, and the purpose has not changed. Oak Ridge is one of the most heavily guarded places in Appalachia, a reminder that these mountains still hold the nation's deepest secrets. Number 4. Camp David sits deep in the Catoctin Mountains of Maryland, hidden behind 125 acres of fencing and forest. There is no sign at the entrance. The road disappears into trees, with no hint of what lies beyond. Built in 1942 as a wartime refuge for President Roosevelt, its location was chosen for the strength of the Appalachian ridges, hard rock, and deep cover. Before it became the president's retreat, this mountain trained America's first spies in sabotage and survival. The OSS, forerunner of the CIA, ran drills here in the shadows. Every president since Roosevelt has found safety in these woods, far from the city's chaos. Camp David is not marked on public park maps. Its boundaries are known only to those cleared to enter. When the world turns dangerous, the nation's leader goes to the Appalachians. By law, everyone else stays out. Number 3. Deep beneath the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia sits a bunker built for the entire United States Congress. In 1958, the government began carving chambers 720 feet below ground, hidden behind hotel walls and thick floral wallpaper. The entrance was disguised for decades. Government agents worked as TV repairmen, their real job to keep the shelter ready for a nuclear attack. Inside, a 25-ton steel door sealed rooms for 1,000 lawmakers. There were bunk beds, a cafeteria, and chambers for the House and Senate. The incinerator could handle waste or serve as a crematorium if needed. For 30 years, the townspeople kept quiet, knowing what lay under their feet, but never speaking a word. The secret broke in 1992 when a Washington Post reporter published the story. That same day, the government decommissioned the bunker. Today, the public can tour some areas, but the deepest sections remain restricted, a silent monument to Cold War secrecy. Coming to the top 2, Raven Rock sits buried in granite near Blue Ridge Summit, Pennsylvania. In 1951, crews blasted out 500,000 cubic yards of rock to carve a hidden fortress inside the mountain. Known as Site R, this is the Pentagon's backup, ready to run the nation's military if Washington falls. 5 3-story buildings are stacked underground, each protected by blast doors and thick rock. The complex has its own power plants, water reservoirs, and a chapel. There are beds for 2,000 officials, enough to keep government running for months. On September 11, 2001, as the Pentagon burned, top leaders were flown here to direct defense operations. Since 2007, it has been a federal offense to photograph or even sketch the entrances. 300,000 square feet of office space sit behind razor wire, invisible from the roads that wind through Adams County farmland. Raven Rock remains active, silent, and strictly off limits. And finally, in first place, Mount Weather stands hidden deep in Virginia's Blue Ridge, behind fences and warning signs. Its entrance is guarded by a blast door weighing over 30 tons and 5 feet thick, built to withstand a nuclear strike. Inside, more than 200,000 square feet of tunnels and chambers stretch through solid rock. The mountain holds a hospital, a power plant, sleeping quarters, and a communications hub ready to broadcast after disaster. In 1974, a TWA jet crashed nearby, drawing the world's attention to this secret facility for the first time. The Senate held hearings, but officials refuse to reveal its true mission. Even today, Mount Weather remains off-limits, run by FEMA, never shown on maps, protected by federal law. Entry is a felony. The government chose these ridges for their strength and their secrecy. When the nation's survival is at stake, it is here beneath Appalachian stone that the plan endures. Across all 10 forbidden sites, one pattern stands out. When America needed to hide its most vital secrets, it chose the Appalachian Mountains. This landscape isn't just background, it's the backbone. Here, power and mystery run deeper than anyone admits. These mountains matter more than you've been told.